Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Chelsea series. It's episode 1 of season 2. It's time to get going again. And this time, we're allowed to spend some money in the summer transfer window. We have already had a couple of players join us. Obviously, we made some signings towards the end of last season. After the January transfer window, we weren't registering new players until the new year, so we kept up with the transfer ban, and I would imagine Chelsea will probably do something similar in real life. But joining the first team, that's my rotate 11, joining the first team is Jadon Sancho on the right-hand side, 86 rated now, 92 pace. You can see his stats here. I'll just flick across so you can see them and scroll through just so you guys have a full understanding of what he's like. And hopefully he'll be very, very good for us. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Can play on either side, probably through the middle as well. Superb player. Then at left back, we've had Ben Chilwell join as well. Replacing Marcos Alonso, who's left us. Also leaving us is Willian. Also having left us is Pedro. And a couple of other players as well, including Danny Drinkwater, etc. I do still have a number of players at the club that I'm looking to move on. Those include Victor Moses, Alvaro Morata, Kurt Zuma, Lewis Baker, Izzy Brown, Matt Miazga, Mario Pasalic. On the loan list is Lucas Piazza, although I might sell him, Charlie Musonda, Trevor Chalobah, Ethan Ampadu, Jamie Cumming, Dujon Sterling, and Billy Gilmore. We're still yet gutting the squad yet further, so I'm not sure what we'll do in this window, but I am certainly going to need your feedback. We're at 91 with our manager rating, moving on from season 1, which is superb. Obviously, if you missed the end of last season, check it out first before you spoil yourself, or I spoil you, for what happened towards the end of last year. I'll give you a beat. I'm going to spoil you. Are you ready? We won the Champions League last year. Don't tell me how, or don't ask me how, because I don't know. Perhaps you can tell me how, because I have no idea. We finished 3rd in the Premier League, and unfortunately weren't as successful in the cup competitions as we'd have liked, specifically the FA Cup, out in the round 32 of that, or round 16, and we lost in the final, of course, of the Carabao Cup. With regards to board objectives this year, they want me to go one step further. Youth-wise, we can certainly do that. Brand exposure, with player sales now, we will definitely complete the shirt sale one, and easily, being in the Premier League, especially the top part of the Premier League, will nail that media earnings objective within the first season and a half. Financial wise, player salary growth under 15%, that might be more difficult this year. Domestic success, win the league. Alright. Domestic success, reach the final of the FA Cup. I'd like to win that at least, and reach the final of the Champions League. So at least we don't have to win the treble, we just have to be within the final 2 of the treble. So currently we have £292 million to spend. Probably 295 if I tick it to 90-10. With money to add via the pre-season tournament that will add about 8 million to it if we win it. And then obviously all of this money here as well. Alvaro Morata's worth a fair chunk. Zuma's worth a little bit as well. Mario Pasalic is worth a decent amount. We are going to have some massive money to spend. The question is, where do we spend it? Azpilicueta, I want to keep at the club as a rotation centre-back, rotation right-back, and he's the club captain in real life. We want to keep him at the club for the foreseeable future. I don't know what to do in central midfield, genuinely. I have Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Kovacic, Kante, Jorginho, Mason Mount, and Ross Barkley. On paper, I don't need to improve at all. I have the numbers and the quality in numbers to still do well enough. Do I sell 1 or 2 and replace with 1 world-class player? Do I sell Ross Barkley and Jorginho and sign someone who's truly spectacular that can play at both centre mid and cam and have 5 players for 6 roles, and then 1 player will just play more often? I'm not sure. We certainly probably don't need 6 central midfielders. At left back, we've Chilwell and Emerson now. I'm quite happy with the left back. At centre back, Rudiger, Christensen, Tomori. We're selling Zuma, and I've got Jake Clark-Salter and Matt Miazga as well, who I'm also selling, and Ampadu's on the loan list. I would like another centre back. I'm leaning towards someone that Chelsea were linked with heavily in real life, Kalidou Koulibaly. He's 89 rated, or at least he was last time I checked. Kalidou Koulibaly in this save would be a marquee signing and would start probably ahead of Christensen. It would mean that Tomori would see less football, but it certainly would improve our defensive abilities on the field. With regards to wingers, I have Pulisic now on the left, as Willian's left, Sancho on the right, Hudson-Odoi as backup, and then I don't really have anyone else as a winger. Charlie Musonda I'd like to send out on loan. Piazon I'm going to send out on loan or sell. Moses is being sold on. So at winger, I would need another player. But whether that player would be to start ahead of Christian Pulisic or as a rotation player like Hudson-Odoi, I'm as of yet unsure. We have the money, but it's whether it's unfair on players we've already got who have obviously achieved so much already to replace them in the starting lineup the moment we're allowed to make transfers. It's such a moral dilemma with regards to quality and the loyalty that we show to this team. Tammy Abraham is still my starting number one striker. Michy Batshuayi, I am leaning towards selling to replace. Mainly because I just didn't really click with him last year. When he did play, he didn't perform. We're also going to sell Alvaro Morata as well. So perhaps we're looking for a top quality striker or just another striker that can rotate with Tammy Abraham. We're at the point where players' stamina is good enough that they can play most games. So I'm not going to need someone to play half as many games as Tammy Abraham. So if Tammy's going to be the number one striker, then someone else can come in and only play a bit part. But it would be nice perhaps to have the world-class quality to come in instead of just trying to keep that player happy. But it's FIFA, not FM, so we should be able to maintain them in the squad regardless of whether they're happy or not. And hopefully, because of the morale system now, even if they're not getting the play time, the team performance, if you give them a good contract, etc., you can keep their morale up. 3 of the 4 options, so hopefully that could be okay. So I would perhaps like a new world-class striker as well, but I'm open to taking feedback on that as well. If you guys would like to see Michy stay and me not sign a striker, then I will do that. Basically, in this episode, we're going to be going through simming the pre-season tournament, trying to get as many of those sales through as we possibly can. Transfer budget increase of £133 million, thanks to all of the prize funds last year and the extra player sales. So we're going to be going through and trying to raise as much money as possible so you guys know exactly... can't go into playtime. You guys know exactly how much money I have to spend and where I want to spend it. I've given you my options. Perhaps a goalkeeper. I might look to sign a youth player. Or maybe just train Jamal Blackman. With regards to training as well, should I concentrate still for a second season on the first team players that we were training last year, like Reece James, like Tammy Abraham, like Callum Hudson-Odoi, or do I put the training modules now towards training these youngsters here, like Albert Shooter, Begman, Mason Alexander's 80 to 94 potential. Not so sure about Iker Schmidt, still waiting to see what he's going to look like. Torben Zimmerman's 82 to 88. Eustace Hansen's questionable. Jamie Shaw, surely I have to train him. 90 to 94 potential, already 61 rated. And to be fair, his physicals are good enough as well to be playing in the first team, as long as we can improve his technicals. Nils Muller, 73 to 91. Daniel Kone, 82 to 94. 90 to 94 for Yves Kamara as well. Do I train him? 83 to 89 for Torben Hoffman. Eustace Brandt, 71 to 83. Not looking that good with regards to his overall potential, but physically he certainly could be improved. Well, sorry, certainly already looking good enough and technically could be improved, so perhaps we could outdo that potential. Now is when dynamic potential is also going to come into effect with regards to those youngsters too, and having played well in Season 1, I'd like to think that their potential will grow moving forward. So we'll wait and see how we get on moving forward with regards to player growth, and we might not need to train those youngsters. We really might not need to train those youngsters. We have a number of players out on international duty at present. I hope the European Championships are still here. They are. So we can see who's doing what in the Euros. Currently, Italy versus England and France versus Spain in the semi-finals. I'll give you a quick rundown of the groups. I won't go into too much depth. Perhaps we'll stop on England's group. England, Germany, Switzerland and Bulgaria. England drawing 1-1 with Germany there. And then in the quarterfinals, France beat the Netherlands, Spain beat Germany, Italy beat Northern Ireland, and England beat Austria. And we'll wait and see what happens in the semis moving forward. But it's a positive start for us with regards to the pre-season tournament, and perhaps whilst I'm waiting on you guys to make the decision for me as to what to do with the training, I'll keep training the modules that I currently have so that we don't miss out on any training time for these youngsters, or maybe give them a little bit of a boost at the beginning of this season if they aren't going to be trained too much further past this episode. The next episode tomorrow might be out slightly later because I have to get your feedback out, or have to get your feedback from this episode before I can act on it. So I may even miss a day to give me enough time to be able to adequately get enough feedback, and then the next episode might be Sunday. If that is going to happen, I'll update you on social media, so follow the link in the description and make sure you're following me on Twitter. I would imagine we should be okay, but we'll wait and see. Now, Zuma is still young-ish at 25, so I probably could ask for a decent fee, but they offered 22 before, and they've stuck to that, so I'm going to have to be slightly more open to negotiation than perhaps I previously wanted to. And 27 they'll meet me at, so Kurt Zuma we could get a decent price for. Certainly looking for a first team centre-back, that is for sure. I do have some players on my shortlist. Atal I'll remove, James Maddison I'll remove, Belotti and Koulibaly I will leave there. Koulibaly is now 90 rated at 29 years of age, and Andrea Belotti is 83 rated at 26 years of age. If you'd like me to go through and sign either of those two, then I could do. And of course, if you have any other options for me, then do let me know, and I will add them to the shortlist and then look into them. I won't advance much further past the end of the pre-season tournament, just so we don't waste time in that period going to the end of the month. Someone that you guys want me to sign might sign for someone else, so I want to ensure that I get your feedback on board. I'm just going to accept offers for the youngsters that are worth less than 7 or 8 million. It's not worth haggling the extra 2 or 3. We have over 300 million, and it's really not going to be a problem. I'll say you'll have to work hard to get there with Tomori, because obviously we're looking to sign a first team centre back as well, and obviously you'll have Christensen and Rudiger ahead of him now in the pecking order. But that Zuma transfer has tipped us over the 300 million mark. We have got so much money to spend, and it's going to hopefully build yet further as we progress through this pre-season tournament. Fingers crossed we can get Alvaro Morata sold before the end of this episode. This one won't include any gameplay, obviously, as those of you that think, oh, really? The internationals have cost us in the pre-season tournament. That's us out. Thankfully, though, we've had a transfer for Alvaro Morata there, so that's at least softened the blow. And it was only up to 8 million for the pre-season tournament. It's like 2% of my transfer budget, so it's not going to make or break the season. The fact that we didn't get through in the group stage there does mean that I'm not going to be able to get too much further through the month. 33.1 million has been offered by Ajax for Alvaro Morata. Interesting. I didn't think that someone like Ajax would come in from. I thought it would be a Spanish side or someone perhaps slightly bigger. Not that Ajax aren't a massive club, but someone in a more competitive league. They haven't offered me much more at all there than what I tried to counter, or what they initially came in with, sorry. So I'll ask for 39, and we'll see if they'll negotiate it further. No, they seem to be absolutely adamant. They don't want to pay any more than about 33. I'll ask for 30. I'll ask for 35, and hopefully they'll meet me in the middle, and we can get the deal done. No, Ajax do not want to pay the extra 2 mil. Fair enough. At least now we know where Alvaro Morata is set. Right, I'll go perhaps another week just to see if we can get one of the other big deals through. A transfer for Rudiger from Bayer Leverkusen of 35 million. That's a firm no. He's certainly staying. He was rock solid for us last year. I did prioritise Tomori towards the beginning of the year, but then in the latter stages of the season, we did play Christensen and Rudiger, and we did see an improvement in our defensive capabilities, and that's perhaps why we finished as high as we did in the Premier League. Lewis Baker is gone. I'm not sure whether to advance much further because I don't want other players to sign for other teams. Let me have a quick final train here for Pulisic and Mason Mount. See if we can improve them slightly. We certainly can, specifically for Mason Mount. Pulisic's short passing has gone up. He's not seen much first-team football in real life for Chelsea, but he's certainly seen a lot more for us in this save. So the biggest move so far, whoa, just to keep you updated in case there's someone you want to ask, someone you want me to sign and they might have already gone. Let's have a look at the latest transfer deals. So at this stage, players that are now obviously unavailable for me to sign. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic has gone to Barcelona for £91.3 million. Anyone else that might have been of interest to you guys for me to sign? Might have been Dumfries at right back or Atal at right back. I perhaps might be looking for a new right back as well. I don't believe I mentioned that at the beginning. To come in ahead of Reece James whilst he continues to grow. Mahmoud Dahoud has gone to Athletic Club. Are there any? Juan Bernat at left back, 16.6. Just seeing if there's any other options that you guys might have asked me to sign that have gone elsewhere. Now we're in the smaller fees, so I would imagine Juan Foyth, we signed him last year on FIFA 19. He's gone to Roma from Spurs as a potential centre-back signing, but we're looking for genuine first-team quality. Mattia De Chilio has gone to West Ham. Looking for genuine first-team quality at centre-back and at right-back as well. So those nominal fees, as if £6 million can be classed as a nominal fee, but those smaller fees aren't going to be involving players that would necessarily be of interest to us. So I'm looking for certainly a first-team centre-back, certainly a winger of some description, whether that be first-team or rotation, certainly a right-back of first-team quality. You'll have to let me know about striker, you'll have to let me know about central midfield, and you'll have to let me know about goalkeeper. So there's a lot to be decided upon amongst yourselves in the comments. Leave your own comments, but if you see something else that you agree with in the comments as well, do thumbs it up, because those higher or majority thumbs up comments are the ones that obviously get more traction and the ones that stand out more in the comment section. So thumbs other people's comments up, as well as commenting your own, and everybody, hopefully organically, will see the more popular options pushed towards the top of the comment section. I will, of course, look through all of them, but understandably, I'll tend to lean towards the most popular ones because they're the ones that are going to get the best feedback for the series. But that is where we'll end Season 2, Episode 1. It's short, it's sweet, it's concise. Let me know what you want to see. This is the way we start every season regularly. Obviously, we didn't start the entire save like this, but purely because we had a transfer ban. So I couldn't start the save like this. I'm open to seeing what you guys have to offer. We have 32, £322 million to spend, plus further players to sell. Holy moly, we can do some business and some damage with that. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed and you're looking forward to Season 2. Subscribe to the channel too if you haven't already to make sure you don't miss out on any of this season. We're going to be going for broke in all competitions. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and on Mixer. Links in the description down below. Instagram there too. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I'll update you as to when the next episode will come, whether it'll be later Saturday at, say, 3 PM rather than the midday, or we'll miss a day and go to Sunday. I am as of yet unsure, but I will keep you up to date on social media. And maybe I'll provide a post on YouTube rather than obviously doing a specific video for it. I can now... you can on YouTube create posts that will come up on your main home feed. So keep your eyes peeled there as well as on social media. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.